I'm going to play this next section. Really pay attention to the lead vocal.
On everything I love, I gotta do what I gotta do, what I gotta do. Ooh, 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 ooh. On everything I love, I gotta do what I gotta do, what I gotta do. Ooh, 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 ooh.
For today's video, we're going to do a comparison between two plugins by Sonimus. And so we're going to have different songs, different genres, and instruments to compare and see exactly what these two plugins are doing to our tracks. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the Music Rig. My name is Ernesto, and to all of you who've been rocking with me, welcome back. Thank you for all your support. Let's get into this video. Now, several months back, I decided to pick up the A console just out of curiosity, and yes, I paid for it with my own money. For those that may not know, A console is a plugin that's modeled after the iconic American console. If I had to take a guess, I would say that this American console name begins with the letters A and ends with the letters PI. Now, just to be clear, I am saying that it sounds like it's modeled after an API board. However, Sonimus doesn't explicitly say that a console models an API console. Based on my experience with API products and what I intend to show you a little later, a console definitely is adding characteristics that are associated with the API sound. And so now that I've got all these disclaimers out of the way, let's just get into the video. All right, so the following song that I pulled up is titled Follow. It's by the artist Amarachi. It has live acoustic drums, synth bass, keys, guitars, programmed drums, all of that. So the goal here is to eventually throw in the lead vocal, and that way we get to appreciate everything that both console emulations are doing. All right, here's the end console. Let's switch to A console. Let's play the same section back again. Let's switch to A. We're on end console now. What I believe that both A and N console do, they're adding in some of the harmonics, the richness, the saturation that you typically get from a console, and we're injecting that into the mix. So another thing to take note of is where you put each instantiation of N console or A console. According to the manual, the idea is to put N console or A console at the very first slot. I think that's great because the idea is having a great starting point. You're bringing in that console sound at the very beginning, and then all your other processing would follow. There are no rules to this. I actually do it the opposite way sometimes. I have all my processing, and then I'll have within the last slot or second to last slot, I'll have either N console or A console. As you'll see in some of these examples, you'll see that I have the last slot or the last two slots. You'll have either N or A console that we're going back and forth between. So just keep that in mind. Experiment with it. Don't feel that it has to be one way or the other. Sometimes I find that it really comes down to what gives you what you're looking for. All right, so we're going to switch back and forth pretty quickly between both N and A console. So let's run that one more time with the vocal.
It's a vision, yeah. I know it's enough for me. Oh, your grace is a vision. So I'll follow. Still I'll follow.
So there's a different type of harmonic saturation that's being introduced with each console emulation. Let me show you something. I've pulled up a mix for an R&B track by the artist Humble Entertainer, aka Gabadon. The title of the song is Then I Gotta. Here we go.
You can't keep my eyes open. I must have been working. The candles burning lots of you. Can't keep my eyes open. I must have been working. The candles burning lots of you. Can't keep my eyes open. I must have been working. The candles burning lots of you.
So if you notice here, I'm using the bus module on my master bus. So I've activated the vintage crosstalk. And so that's going to give you a bit more differences between the left and right channel, adding more width, I guess. The modern crosstalk tends to be a bit more mild, but we can actually go back and forth between them and see if there's any differences that we notice. All right, let's check it out.
And then, then I gotta. And then I gotta. And then I gotta. And then I gotta.
The bus module on End Console allows you to actually, change the different type of color. So I went with master loudness and again, vintage crosstalk. So definitely the saturation circuit is activated on both N and A console. So as you can see here, this is for End Console. Let's actually switch up the crosstalk from vintage to modern and see what happens with the stereo field. I'm going to play this next section. Really pay attention to the lead vocal. Here we go.
On everything I love, I gotta do what I gotta do, what I gotta do. Ooh, 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 ooh. On everything I love, I gotta do what I gotta do, what I gotta do.
I'm going to play this next section. Really pay attention to the lead vocal. Let's start off with A console.
I gotta rise before sunlight. I gotta chase dreams, then take flight. I gotta fight fears. I gotta wipe my kids' tears. I gotta rise before sunlight. I gotta chase dreams, then take flight. I gotta fight fears. I gotta wipe my kids' tears.
To my ears, I can hear clear difference between End console and A console. Not that one is better than the other. I do tend to gravitate a little bit more towards End console. And what I found is that There are some songs, certain instruments that benefit more with using a console because of the type of characteristics that a console imparts the sound as far as the mid-range, and so the human ear is very sensitive to the mid-range frequencies, and so I think there's something special that's happening there when a console is applied. And so that wasn't my initial impression when I tried it out the very first time. I felt like, wow, okay, I think N console is it for me. And as I started doing more comparisons on different songs, different styles, what I discovered is that a lot of times a console really put the music in a right space where the lows weren't too deep or it wasn't too bright. Everything seemed to be a bit smoother. And then in other scenarios, I felt like N console is just adding the right amount of top end, that extra sheen, that silkiness that Neve circuitry is known for. And the low end, the nice round, deep bass, it just seems like N console gives more of that, whereas a console is punchier, it's a tighter bass sound, and the mid-range is just, what can I say? The mid-range is just amazing. So that's my 2 cents. Now, who do I think this is for? If you're looking to add or sprinkle in some of the characteristics that are associated with outboard gear like Neve and API, this will provide some options for you. And so you can do it in such a way where you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Sonimus has some other options as well with other console emulations, but I think these are 2 great starting points. I have a link below. It's an affiliate link. And so if you decide to get either one of the console emulations, go ahead and use that link. That's another way that you can support the channel. All right, so here's a guitar-driven track that I've played here on the channel. Let's check it out. I have a drum stem and synth bass pulled up. We'll go ahead and compare the A console and the N console, one right after the other. I'll have the drums and the bass playing together so we have context, and notice the difference between what happens with the mid-range and the low end. By the way, this is just a rough arrangement. This has not been mixed. You'll be able to see how these plugins actually help with tone shaping during the production stage or even pre-production. All right, we're going to switch to N console. I'm going to bypass it. Let's go to A console. Console. All right, so if you've made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you for watching. But before we go, I want to ask a favor. Please, 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 if you haven't done so already, go ahead and give this video a like. And for those of you who have already done so, thank you so much. Consider also sharing the video with someone else that may benefit from this. If you have experience with either A or the N console, please leave your experience, maybe some tips that have worked for you on how you use this plugin or these plugins. And I think that could be beneficial to our community. I'm sure that there'll be others that will be looking through the comments to see if there are any other ways or methods that have worked for you. As always, I enjoy sharing with you guys. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys on the next video. Until then, stay safe.